Mr. Anderson. Agent Smith here. Welcome to the daily endeavors for the 22nd of December. Got a 10 seal set. Completing a quest, kill 2 people, collect 8 pure water springs or chemical plants, 10,000 alliance points, 25 enemy subscribed abilities. A bit of an annoying one. This one's long. It's easy, but it's long. This one, there's a bit of a caveat to this, but I'll explain how to do this the easiest ways. Scribed abilities requires Gold Road, so if you don't have that DLC, you're fucked, but if you do, this is a great option. There's a couple of skills I'll talk about that makes this one a little bit easier. And yeah, this is definitely the worst option. You either need to do some battlegrounds or take some keeps or something, or if you can kill 5 players on your own, that's it, but, you know, not... I imagine a lot of people are not going to just be able to do that in, like, a couple of minutes, right? So... Alright, so one quest, this one of the ones you really want to do, because with the event going on, you know, New Life event, you get tickets for completing those quests, so I think it's a good idea to do this, not any of the other options. You know, you can do writs, you can do daily quests, you can do that strategy I explain a lot of the times, where you create a new character, go to the Magus guilds in, or Fighters Guild in Vocal Guard, and just talk to a person, or fill in Tamriel and get the house from her, you know, just literally just exhaust the dialogue and they complete a quest. But I think in regards to today, you want to do the event stuff, right? So there's 2 quest givers you can talk to. So there's this one here who has just like a cycling array of about 10 quests that you can do. They're all just like random easy shit. Most of the time that will be spent with these is getting to the locations. But yeah, I usually go with this guy. This character might struggle because she doesn't have some of the way shrines for this, but I'll see how I go. So this guy, there's only one quest that he gives, as opposed to Breda, who gives you like 10 different ones, and it can be random. But with this guy, yeah, the Old Life. Okay, this is a good one. So the Old Life Shrine in Oridon is near the public dungeon. So it's around here. Yeah. So there's 2 easy ways to get here. You obviously just go from the way shrine up north and then go past the dungeon. If you have access to, or have somebody you know who has access to Sea Bloom Villa, you can use that to get there. Or what I would do is just take this and go south, and just the normal way you go with Toothmole Gully. Any of those ways work. Alright, so whenever you get this quest, it's the same thing. So all you gotta do is get to the location, you press E, then you press E, and then you press E. Obviously on console it'd be a bit different. But yeah, that's it. And then this spirit here depends on what quests you've done. Sometimes it'll be someone you recognize from the quests, and most of the time usually not. So now you either go to a way shrine, which can be a bit painful because, you know, you're in the fucking middle of nowhere. Or what I usually like to do is just travel directly to the way shrine here in Kynes Grove, just so you don't have to worry about traveling on the way. Alright, so once you've done that, you complete a quest. Easy done. You get some event tickets. You get a quest done for the Endeavor. Yeah, really easy. So sometimes that one might be painful. For example, the one in the Rift is over here, and you don't have any... you can use the boat stone to get a Riften. That's the quickest way for that one. The one in Reaper's March is also quite painful. This one here, because it's all the way up here, and you know, you get Rolka as your location that you first get there, and you know you have to go like this way to get up, and then travel this way. I think maybe you can go this way and travel up here. I'm not too certain. It's been a while since I've used that. Yeah, Rolka, Reaper's March would probably be the most annoying one. The Bankrai one isn't too bad. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it's like somewhere over here, and yeah, you get this way shrine by default. So yeah, just it depends completely on what you get. Stone Pools will be a shit one because it's up here, but you can also use the Rift and get there via this way, because you can get that way shrine easily. So it just depends. And then this one, there's like just a bunch of festivity stuff. It's just like a lot of random cities all over the place. And like I said before, getting there will be like most of the time taken. Once you get there, you have to do something to interact, and then you just go back and hand it in. There's like not usually any fighting. There's not usually any like intricate stuff. It's usually just some fetching or just, you know, just pressing E to interact with something. And yeah, these ones are usually pretty easy. Alright, so next up, 25 enemy Scribed abilities. So, as I said before, need to have Gold Road for this. Now, with the DLCs being on sale, now is a great time to get it. If you do want to get Gold Road, right? Because new release Gold Road, standard upgrade on the website, 60% off. So, right now is definitely one of the best times to get it. And this endeavor does usually come up fairly frequently. But today you've got two other options that are relatively easy, so yeah, this one's definitely quicker than the other two. Now, getting some abilities to do this with will be a bit painful. I suggest getting through the entirety of the Scribing questline as soon as possible, getting this skill, and then also getting this one. I think it requires Major Skill level 5 on one character to unlock it, and then Trample. So if you don't have Trample, you use something from, like, for example, you can use a Destruction Staff and use the Destruction one, or you could use the Shield Throw one, or something like that. Basically, try and find something else. But Trample's pretty good. I quite like this one. But the only thing is, most of the other ones in this game are they're channeled ones, and I don't like channeled abilities because you can get interrupted while you do them. And it's just painful dealing with that. So I use this one to start with, and then once I'm entering the fight, I use this, and then I just spam that. Now, the issue with this one is it's just like the weapon abilities or scribe abilities. Weapon abilities or class abilities, where if other people get the kill with their scribe abilities, it doesn't count for you. So you need to get the kills yourself. So using an instance area where nobody else can be and get in the way of getting your kills is important, I think. And for that reason, I suggest using Wayrest 2 as one, because you've got a ton of skeevers in here that you can kill, really weak ones that are basically as tough as like typical enemies out in the zones. So I suggest using these. Is just make sure you have a heal, because these skeevers do a little bit of damage. If you just sit still and let them all attack you, they will actually do a reasonable amount of damage. So pull these groups, make sure they all follow you. Try not to use anything like light attacks or proc sets to deal your damage, because if you do, they will not count for the endeavor. What the hell is this guy doing? Interesting. Yeah, as you can see here, they do actually do a lot of damage. So, trample, contingency, and then spam soul burst. And that's 16 so far. Same thing, trample, contingency, soul burst. That's her up to 21. And then there's another group in the next room after this one. I don't advise attacking Slimecrawl because it's like 600,000 health. And over here you've got this group here. So what I suggest is you go right here and then trample all the enemies as they're coming through, and then contingency them as well. These ones will be a lot more tanky though. But yeah, after that set, you know, after you've got the kills, you can just swap over to other stuff if you got it. So my front bar is literally just Scribed abilities and then Fighter's Guild abilities, because of the passive for Fighter's Guild that just increases your weapon damage when you have Fighter's Guild abilities slotted. So all these are here for is just to increase my damage done. And this also gives you critical chance, so I just use that as well. Obviously, if you don't have this stuff, don't worry about it, just put anything, whatever. But it does increase the damage of these a little bit, so that's why I use them. And yeah, it doesn't matter what weapons you use, just as long as you got them, like, just, you know, use whatever you can. And if that's not enough, you've also got these enemies down here. Again, I don't suggest fighting the bosses because they're really tanky. And you want to sort of build this to be AoE, not single target, because killing one enemy at a time is slow and impractical for this. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Obviously, you don't have to use Wayrest as one, but really this place is like kind of unbeatable for how simple it is to use and how quickly you can get the kills with. Getting to Wayrest as one is quite simple. You just need to take the boatswain from Glenumbra. So you start with this way shrine here, you go west, down this way towards the docks. You go to Azufa here. She will take you to Stormhaven when you talk to her. she'll take you here, and you just travel northwest and get here. Now, as soon as you've traveled to here at some point, either this way or via random normals or like dungeon queuing, you'll have access to this plate from then on that character. So yeah, from that point it's easy to get here. Alright, kill 2 people is next up for the endeavors. So this one, there's a incredibly fast way to do this that will incur a heavy bounty, and that is just to walk up to people and attack them like this. But as you can see by the bounty on the bottom right, it's pretty bad. Now, what you can just do with this is do that and then log off. Like, so basically just before you go to bed or just before you log off for work or to do activities or something, just do that. And then your bounty will go away after a little while. It will take some time, but especially if you go to bed, by the time you get up, it's probably going to be gone. So that is one way. But yeah, obviously if you don't want a bounty, that's not a good way. So the other way, and the much more sort of the better way for later on, because you don't get a bounty, is killing people via either Vampirism or Blade of Woe. So Vampirism is the base game option. So when you feed on people to increase your stage, if you feed on them without other people seeing, you won't actually increase your bounty. So what you do is you'd wait for people like these guys here to be alone. So there's this Khajiit. When she's here, it's not good, but when she's turned around, you can just feed on these people here. So you just look for people that are on their own, and yeah, obviously, as you saw before, it's just you go behind them, and it's just a synergy button. Now, the other option, and the one that's basically the same thing, is the Blade of Woe. But the only difference is that the Blade of Woe requires you to have Dark Brotherhood. So as you can see at the bottom right there, I didn't get a bounty for killing him. It's because this guy was too far away to see, even though how the fuck he didn't see is beyond me. Yeah, so you've got Vampirism, which you need someone to give you a Vampirism bite, and you do like the quest for Vampirism. It doesn't take long. It's like probably 5 minutes in total. The only thing is you have to use the Vampirism skills while you're doing that, and they're not great, I'll be honest. But yeah, it doesn't take long. And after that, from the get-go, you can just go up behind people in stealth and feed on them. And that's a base game, really easy way to kill people. Because the way it works is these two here, if you just attack people on their own, you'll still get a bounty, because even if you kill them, the bounty still stays. So, like, you know, so I'll just find someone to test this on. I haven't tested it properly. Yeah, so I got a bounty from that. Even though technically they was stunned the whole time and wouldn't really have made any noise. But yeah, so these two are the only reliable way, the Blade of Woe and Vampirism, to kill people without them giving you a bounty. Because I'm pretty sure even if you insta-kill someone in a single hit, unless you use these two methods, you'll get a bounty. And like the amount of damage you'd have to do to them to insta-kill them is like really high anyway. I don't think there's any skill aside from like maybe an ultimate that can one-shot them like that. That's like maybe not even snipe. I don't know. Anyway, it's not important. So Vampirism and Dark Brotherhood, and obviously you need the DLC for this one. And yeah, the other option obviously is just to kill them outright in melee. Just keep in mind there is a setting in gameplay called Prevent Attacking Innocents. If you turn this on, even if you did want to fight, you can't. Like, it just doesn't let you do anything to attack people. There's an add-on to allow you to feed still in Prevent Attacking Innocents, but that's an add-on. Console people can't use that. But yeah, what's that add-on called again?
Steel from Matheson is excellent.
Innocent Blade of Woe. So it also applies to Vampirism. So you can get that if you want, but you don't need it. Alright, can't use this character for a while now. Oh wow, Columbine. What do you know? Okay, so collect 8 pure water springs or alchemical plants. This one will be long, but it'll be relatively easy. You can just do it in overland. The only thing is, if other people are in a zone trying to do the same thing as you, it's kind of going to get in the way of you. So firstly, you want to try and find a place that nobody else is doing this in. Probably the worst place for this is probably Shadowfen. Maybe? I'm not too certain these days. But this is... there's a lead you need for a really good mythic called Harpooner's Wading Kilt. This one here. So one of the leads for this is to do Alchemy Nodes in Shadowfen. So you might see more people here than... maybe the only other place will be Craglon that's more busy. Yeah, Craglon's a great place for this, if you can find somewhere that's not busy. If not, just any of the base game zones I find to be a little bit better than the DLC ones. Rothgar's also quite good though. So basically you're looking for anything that you get either the green alchemy plants from, or the sort of those potion water nodes from. So if you want to make this easiest for yourself, especially if you're not too familiar with alchemy plants, Keen Eye reagents can really help you, even if you just get the first one when you're quite close. Because especially in zones like this where everything is just green plant, it's going to be quite hard to see some of these, and if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll really struggle. Because, yeah, I only really can see some of these things most of the time in Shadowfen with the Keen Eye passive. The only thing to keep in mind is there's certain alchemy reagents that you can get from...
Fortune doesn't favor the Cathringi.
There's certain nodes that don't technically work. So torch bugs are a good example. So these things here, if you were to get a torch bug thorax from these, it doesn't actually count. So all the, yeah, as you can see there, but it was still only 1 out of 8 in Collect 8, the Endeavor. So yeah, unfortunately those don't work. Same thing with wasps, even though you don't get any alchemy reagents from them. Same thing with butterfly nodes. So mushrooms work, the alchemy plants work, the little water spots of water that you can find in the water. Fishing nodes don't work, but I'm just gonna try and see if I can find a water node. The water skins you can find in towns also works. If I see one of those, I'll show you. So here's a plant. So mountain flowers, pretty good. They shot up in price for a while. Now I think they're just calming down a little bit. Here's another one, Lady Smock, quite cheap, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so sometimes the way those if you see like a light behind a rock, sometimes it means there's a Psijic portal there. Oh wow, Master Chest. Nightshade, that's another plant. Alright, so one thing that you need to understand that doesn't work is cloth nodes. So Ancestor Silk, Jute, any of those things that gives you materials to make light armor, they do not count for this. So yeah, don't, they're worth getting, but yeah, just understand they won't give you any progression for this endeavor. How did I put out a stealth? Blessed Thistle. Probably one of the ones I use the most for alchemy leveling, because they're very cheap and very, very plentiful, I find. Another Blessed Thistle. So my point stands. Let's see if I can find a water node. So here we go. Here's a pure water node. So following rivers in some nodes is a great way to get a bunch of resources. You can see that there's one over there, one here, one underneath the bridge, one here. And as you go across the water, you'll see Nirnroot and you'll see Water Hyacinth. And you'll also see clear water nodes. So this spot right here is one of my personal favorites for getting this done super quick. But your mileage might vary because other people have the same idea, right? So yeah, it just depends. But yeah, run around these lakes, especially in Craglon, you'll find tons of stuff here. There's another one. And yeah, lots of fishing nodes. More Nirnroot, more pure water nodes over there. Yeah, so Craglon, great place if nobody else is doing the same thing. Alright, so it's not the best image to use, but this is what water skins look like. So these are exactly the same as these like little, the same as the pure water nodes that you can find. So these two do the same thing. So these count for the Endeavor. So do keep this in mind. You'll find these kinds of things in like sort of civilized areas, but mostly like hostile civilized areas. For example, like here, there's a bunch of orcs, savage orcs. Savage orcs? Sorry, that's a Warhammer reference. I can't remember where they are, but it's like somewhere around here. There's a bunch of stone, whatever they're called, the orcs in this area. They have water skins around those usually. Yeah, thanks to who made this. Thank you to Proxy. I searched fucking heaps to find this. Sorry, hold on. I searched fucking ages trying to find an image of what a water skin looks like, and this is the only image that exists on the internet as far as I've seen. Fucking hell. So yeah, thank you, Proxy. That was quite a trip. Wow, that was cool. Like min-max that jump. Okay, so last thing to talk about is surveys for this one, this alchemy one. So alchemy surveys gives you 6 nodes of random plants, and you can use this in the same way for the Endeavor. Now, in order to get alchemy surveys, you need to do alchemy writs. Some of those can be right. Alchemy writs, some of them can be quite expensive. If you get the Violet Coprinus or Mudcrab Chitin ones where they ask for 3 of those, I avoid doing those because you usually get less out of it than what you put in. But yeah, most of them are fine. And yeah, I usually don't do many alchemy writs anyway. But yeah, this is an option if you do alchemy writs. Oh my fucking god, 2 Columbine? Alchemy writs, alchemy surveys can be good, but usually you'll find a lot of things pretty close, especially if you go to like an area with water. Maybe this one's not so useful, but yeah, usually along like river banks, you'll find a bunch of water hyacinth and nernroot. Just depends on where you go though. All right, so last one to talk about, definitely the least reliable, is 10,000 alliance points. So the only good thing about this is it's not just locked to Cyrodiil like some of the other annoying ones are. You can do this in Battlegrounds, you can do it in Cyrodiil. I wouldn't recommend it in Imperial City because I think the only way in that to get it is to take the capture points or to kill players, and both of those are not reliable. Most of these options aren't reliable anyway. The only one that's really reliable but still time consuming is Battlegrounds. If you lose, you still get like 7,000 AP from it, I think. If you win, I think you get about 10,000. It's been a while since I've done one though. Yeah, so if you win, great. If not, you just have to do 2. But yeah, it's quite lengthy because just the amount of time it takes you to wait for the queue to pop, it's probably longer than it's going to be to do the other quests here, the other endeavors here anyway, especially if you've got Gold Road. So that is one way, and it's a surefire way, so you'll get it eventually, you just have to wait. And it's win or lose, as well. You always get AP if you win or you lose. Probably the other best option is to either take 2 keeps or defend a keep or 2 keeps. So when players are attacking a keep, if you successfully defend it, you get it's just called people just call it a defensive tick. You get a bunch of alliance points based on how many players were there, how many players were on your side, how long it went, how many died, yada yada yada. You can get quite big defensive ticks, like 20,000 sometimes, but it's like super long, drawn out fights, like hours long, that sort of thing. So yeah, not great for time either, and it's not reliable either because if you die while you're doing it, you could not be able to respawn there, and you might miss it, or trying to take a keep, you could get killed on the way, or killed while you're doing it, and you just fail at it, right? So unreliable as well. You can kill players 10,000 each player is like 2,000 alliance points if you kill them, but the more other people assist in that, the less amount of AP you get, so that can be quite time consuming as well. unless you're like really good at PvP. And if you're really good at PvP, you're probably not looking at these endeavor sets, I'm suspecting. And then probably one of the other only ones I would really say is doable. Would it say worth it? No, but you can if you want to do this without doing PvP. It's actually possible. It's especially it's more doable as well on campaigns where, so next to a faction name, if you see like a little icon here, it's either like a it's like a bar, like a bar graph, or like a little time, like a radar dish or like radar scan looking icon. They give you twice the alliance points for stuff. So if you do repair stuff, and even if like, you know, if there is stuff to repair at that point, you get double the amount for it. But what you can do is just go up to damaged walls and repair them, and you get a little bit. Now, the more that your campaign, the more that your faction owns on the campaign map, the more AP you get for repairing stuff. So it's more beneficial to do this on a campaign where your faction has basically washed the whole thing over. But even then, you know, it is going to take a while. You can see that was 2 alliance, that was 2 repair kits. Could take anywhere between 100 repair kits and, you know, 200, maybe more. Maybe not 200. It like 60-ish AP, which is like the average for a repair kit. That's around 150, 200-ish. So yeah, at worst case scenario, that'll be it. But it will take a fucking long time. And for all you know, you might not have any things that you can repair anyway, so you might not even be able to do it. TLDR of like how to find stuff to repair. Go to a keep. If you see these crane tools, these like crane scaffolding things, it means that wall needs to be repaired, so you can just walk up to them and repair them. And in order to get repair kits, you can buy them from siege vendors. Each keep has a siege vendor. This one has one here, for example. You can buy them for 90 gold each, or you can pay AP as well for them. You know what, 90 gold times that by 100, it's 9,000. So yeah, it is going to be quite costly and time consuming if you want to do this without doing PvP, but it is possible for people that want to avoid it. And yeah, last thing to note is these keep walls here, the corner ones, these tend to be the last thing repaired. So if you get to a keep and you see basically nothing to repair here, just check the corners just in case, because these usually are, even if everything else is repaired, usually these are the ones that are left unrepaired, as far as I've found. I mean, if you are going to do this that way, like repairing stuff, you're crazy, and I wish you luck, but yeah, I would not recommend it myself. But I know that some people like me don't like PvP. Yeah, other than that, I really wouldn't suggest anything else. You know, you can join a group and just go on like a player killing spree, maybe. But yeah, just I personally just I'd say this one's going to be faster in like 90% of cases than this one is going to be. So I'd just say do that one instead. Yeah, it's your call. If you want anything, if you want any like assistance with this one, just like ask me. But yeah, I'm not a expert when it comes to PvP, so I don't know how much I'll be able to help you with that. Right, so that should be everything for now. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Tomorrow's, oh sorry, not tomorrow's. I think 2 days. Is it Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, so the 23rd. So that'll be. I think that's Tuesday. So there's going to be another maintenance. It's going to be a short one, but yeah, we'll be a bit delayed. So I'll just keep that in mind. One of these is going to be delayed in the next few days. All right, thanks everyone. See you next time. Thanks for your support as always. And yeah, Neo's the one. Oh shit! Did I just spoil that?